I'm using Cursor for everything. So Cursor is my IDE of choice for vibe, tool of choice for vibe coding. I really like it. And I've been seeing more patterns where people are using Cursor for things that are not actually coding. And I gotta say, it's kind of brilliant. And so, kind of how I use it is I have this repository in GitHub. I call it LPL operations. I just have it organized by projects. So as I'm working on a task or maybe a new graph for some of the ambient agents or even like a task for some of my client work, I'll just spin up a new project. And in that project will include things like automations, knowledge base, any files or context that would be helpful for the AI to execute the task, any automations that I spin up on the fly, outputs, all sorts of things that you would need to do that work well. And then I literally just chat with the AI to execute the task. So Cursor in particular has this thing called like agent mode. And so it almost looks like, or I think it's like a new agent window. It almost looks like just your run of the mill like chat box. It just takes that composer and puts it in a new window. And so you can still do your tagging of files, talking through things, creating outputs. And what I think is really cool about this is one, all of these IDEs pretty easily now connect with MCP servers. So that means you can pretty easily do actions. And in addition to having that, you can also create automations on the fly. So example, yesterday or a couple days ago when I was processing some feedback, doing it in Cursor forced me to, oh, like how could Cursor help me do this task? And so now I have an automation that would become a node in my graph if I wanted to build an agent that then does this autonomously. So that's super exciting. And I sold this framework for a couple of people. I'll link the videos where other folks have been kind of working in this way. Like Amir, for example, from Humble Libix, he had this video with Greg Eisenberg on using Cursor for everything. His workspace, he like organized it by like functional area, like finance, marketing, etc. So far, I've been operating this way for a few days. And I think when I think about like the Lang graph and what I'm building, that's just going to be for my ambient agents. But when I'm in this mode of like more AI assisted work, well, actually, it lets you vibe code, vibe anything. I'm vibing all of my work now. Vibing all of my work. I'm spinning up Cursor. I'm giving it the context it needs. I'm adding the right MCP tools. Do you vibe your work? Do you use Cursor or Claude or other IDEs for things outside of coding? Let me know. I want to know.